Look, it's like this. If you take Apocalypse Now and sprinkle in a little Gemini Man, you will get something that resembles Metal Gear. I don't know what you want to do with that information, but welcome to my brain. Gemini Man. So Gemini Man's a movie starring Will Smith and the Fresh Prince. Will Smith is a sniper, he's a hitman, now he's retired. And now this agency is coming after him, sending him their best, which is a Will Smith clone. So Will Smith's basically taking on his younger self. So I'm gonna start with what I liked about the movie. What I liked about the movie was the supporting cast and Will Smith. Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Benedict Wong, I felt worked really well with Will Smith. Granted, what they're there for, and this really comes across in the movie no matter how much you do like them, they're there so Will Smith's character has someone to talk to while he's on the run. And what comes with that is that they have to talk, and so now that's how you're getting exposition. Otherwise, it'd just be Will Smith being very strong, silent type, trying to figure it out. So it's best that they're in it. I especially like Benedict Wong because I think Benedict Wong actually, he has that low-key humor. Yeah, dude's funny. All right, let's get back to the plot, which is pretty boring. The plot is boring. It's a pretty boring plot because this is the plot. This agent is being hunted by another agent. Yeah, it's the plot of like 70,000 spy movies. Or maybe you could see it like this. This agent is being hunted by another agent who was trained by the guy who trained the agent. The plot is you've seen this plot a metric fucktillion times before. There's nothing new here. It's like every spy movie with that plot relies on a shtick. It relies on something to be like, yeah, but this was the new element. So the new element is CGI young Will Smith. And they've been selling the CGI hard. I saw this one ad that was like, it's a game changer. But it's not. I mean, I'm not saying it's not impressive. It is impressive in parts. Most of those parts being scenes at night, a lot of dark, shadowy scenes, which is a lot of scenes with young Will Smith in this movie. The darker the scene, the easier it is to hide the flaws in CGI. So yeah, a lot of dark scenes. There's one scene in particular, young Will Smith character, he's actually kind of intense and he's having an argument. And there was one shot where I was like, okay, I couldn't tell that was CGI. That was actually really good. It was one shot, like one syllable, one word. The rest of it, it's CGI you've seen before. I can't say he looks better than Grand Moff Tarkin did in Rogue One because I heard, and I didn't actually look into this shit. I probably should have before I started filming, but based on the finished product, I believe it. It's not actually the de-aging software. It's actually just motion capture. It's the kind of technology they've been doing for years, which doesn't look as good as the de-aging software. And it had to have been a licensing thing right there. You think they were sitting around like crazy that they don't have a technology, a software that's actually called de-aging software since we want to de-age him? It's crazy. It's like, man, if only that absolutely existed, which it absolutely does, named for the thing we actually specifically want to do in this movie. I know, I'm not a CGI expert, I'm the first to say it, but the de-aging they do in the Marvel movies looks a lot better than the CGI in here. So all the boasting about this being a game changer, I just don't see it. So there's a scene that takes place in the daytime. I was like, it took me back to Tron Legacy a little bit, where I'm like, that's a video game cutscene. Just not just in the facial expression, but how the character moves. It just moved like a video game cutscene. In fact, I've seen some video game cutscenes I think look more natural than this. Oh man. I will say on a purely technical aspect, when you're looking at the visual quality and clarity of the film, the movie looks great, which means it's probably gonna look great in 4K when it comes out. I mean, you could see the sweat, the pores just on a human person, and even on CGI Will Smith. If it was just a snapshot of CGI Will Smith, like a picture, a still frame, I'd be like, I can't tell that he's CGI. It's when he starts walking, talking, and moving, then it's like, oh, now I know. Gonna finish this up. In the end, the plot of Gemini Man, it's a pretty cliche plot. Spy being hunted by a spy in the agency he once was affiliated with. Yeah, whatever. And the shtick they rely on, which is, hey, look how good we are at CGI, isn't as good as I feel they thought it was. The CGI in this movie it's like an American Idol singer. Like, not the really terrible ones, but the ones that you're like, you're not bad, you're just not as good as you think you are. In the end, I'm just gonna say, Gemini Man, I'm not gonna remember it in T-1 day. Yep, already forgot. Disclaimer, that little comparison I made at the beginning of this video, that is no disrespect to Metal Gear, which is way better than Gemini Man. All right, so Gemini Man, have you seen it? Are you gonna see it? Or what's your favorite movie about a spy being hunted by a spy, possibly by an agency he was once affiliated with? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you wanna see more, click right here to see more.